So after much hype and anticipation for free agency to begin, to see what the Bulls front office has up their sleeve, we ended the night, at least at the time of this recording anyway, with Andre Drummond. Yes, Andre Drummond. Like, we haven't even finalized an agreement with Zach Lavine, which I'm not that concerned about, but thought for sure that that would be one of the first free agency signings in the first few minutes. But I don't have any doubts that the Bulls will be able to retain Zach. It's possible by the time you're watching this, he's already signed with the team. But anyway, after a slew of Woj and Shams bombs of all these teams improving their rosters, the Bulls remain pretty quiet. Until now, when we learned that they signed veteran center Andre Drummond to a 2-year, $6.6 million deal with a player option in the second year. Kind of a surprise they didn't just do a 1-year deal, but who knows, maybe the Bulls realized that the backup center market was dwindling quickly, and to avoid Drummond going to another team, they had to sweeten the deal with a 2-year option. Now look, I'm going to put out a different video, possibly later this evening or tomorrow, with a bit of a rant on how ridiculous and calculated this was by Jerry Reinsdorf in avoiding paying the full mid-level exception that would avoid them paying the luxury tax, and why I think this decision really squandered away other opportunities. But I'll save that for the next video, so stay tuned for that if you want to hear me rant about the Bulls ownership. But let's talk about the Bulls acquisition of Andre Drummond, which again, at the time of this recording, is the only signing thus far. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you likely saw my reaction to the signing as pretty underwhelming, which I think really I had that reaction because we already saw all of these other free agents getting picked up by other teams, more specifically guys like Isaiah Hartenstein or Mo Bamba, guys who fit more of the needs that the Bulls have and with upside potential given their age. I'm not saying picking up Drummond on a 2-year, $6.6 million deal is a bad one, but it's not really great either. It's an upgrade from what the Bulls had last year at the backup 5 role, but it's not really moving the needle for them from where they were last season. Some positives about Drummond: he actually was pretty solid last season after getting traded to the Nets in that Harden deal. He obviously gives you size, which the Bulls need. He's a great rebounder, even after falling off a bit from his All-Star days. He actually averaged near 10 rebounds per game last season on only 20 minutes, one of the highest rebounding rates in the league, and a solid offensive rebounder, something the Bulls need as well. A decent scorer in the paint, but that's really where his offense is limited to, and it kind of leads me into the negatives. Not a shooter, like at all, doesn't take jumpers, doesn't shoot threes, is a horrible free throw shooter, like one of the worst in NBA history, with a career free throw shooting percentage of 47%. The guy is basically going to be unplayable in late game situations, and despite his size, he's not really a good rim protector, which is something the Bulls desperately need. Decent shot blocker, but not the best in rotating on switches and guarding the pick and roll, which the Bulls were one of the worst teams in the league last season in guarding the pick and roll. So Drummond addresses the Bulls' need for size, rebounding, more specifically offensive rebounding, to give them more second chance points, which we really didn't see a lot of last year. He doesn't address the need for rim protection or shooting. The contract I can kind of live with, although I really don't like the player option on the second year, but who knows? Drummond is only 28, which is, I know, kind of shocking because it feels like he's been in the league forever, but maybe Drummond will fit in nicely with the Bulls, compete hard, and outplay his contract. But this isn't the piece that is moving the Bulls into contention. You have to hope there's going to be more that is done in terms of some trades, since the Bulls only have little room left to work with against their cap, which it sounds like it's going to be going to Danilo Gallinari. Again, only the first day of free agency, so trying not to be too reactionary, but so far the offseason for the Bulls has been pretty underwhelming, and that kind of includes the draft as well. I know it was a short video, just wanted to share my initial thoughts and reaction to the Bulls signing Drummond. I'll have a more in-depth video once the roster is a little more solidified. But until then, guys, as always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I do post daily Bulls content. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.